feel kind of awkward. It's so fucking quiet in here.
Everyone, we always usually just rock like one earbud. Everyone's always listening to their own stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'm always either like a podcast or something, music, you know. They're doing the same thing. We've always been like that, I guess. Some Saturdays, you know, they turn up a little bit, but something else. But for the most part, we're usually all listening to our own whatever.
Gotcha. What's up, everybody? We are here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at J&L Harley-Davidson. How long you been here, Lane?
About 7 years now.
7 years, all right. So you are well versed in the art of Roadking.
Yeah, something like that.
So what we're gonna be doing today is we are going to be installing an FXRP fairing for the Roadking fitment. That fitment will go from 96 all the way up to 2023. This one in particular happens to be a 2003 anniversary edition, and we're gonna jump right into it.
Pop this windshield off. I'm gonna get this trim ring off.
And basically what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be removing the headlight, the passing lights, the nacelle, and that's gonna give us access to put on our neck bracket.
What do we gotta do with these bars?
Oh yeah, so these bars, these cool high-rise bars right here. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of these. We're gonna go with a T-bar setup. The reason we are going to be doing that is we want to be able to make sure that we're gonna clear the inside of the fairing. These are gonna be just a little too wide.
I saw in the last video too, always put a fender cover on. You don't want to be dropping nothing on there.
See that? See that? That's why he
watches our videos.
Yeah, I actually did, just to be like, how does this go? These guys
always use a fender cover.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's slotted in the back and on the top, so you can go ahead and remove all 4 of those bolts, and you don't have to worry about that falling. Now we're just disconnecting our wire harness for those passing lamps. Look at that, easy as 1, 2, 3.
Lift out.
Boom. Look at this transformation.
It's not his first Roadking.
We get a lot of them.
And what's your favorite bike
FXR.
to come through the? Oh wow!
We don't see many.
Is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
Wow, that's nice looking.
I thought about getting one of these for mine, but maybe one day. Luckily enough, Jimmy actually sold me that one. It was sitting in their little stash, and I almost went to California to buy one like 2 weeks prior, and then I saw that, and I was like, well, I could probably do that up for a lot cheaper, so let's do that.
There you go.
It looks clean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming together.
And now, how long have you had it?
This will be year 3.
Nice.
Yeah. Had a lot of miles, but still running good. It's fun to ride. I got an 08 straight bob too, but that's the daily driver. I do a little stunting on the straight bob, and that one just more fun to ride.
Right on.
For anyone that's never rode an FXR, there is something different about them. They feel different.
It's like you sit in them, not on. I don't know what it is. Everything in that frame, it's a sweet bike. This guy can come off. And these just split as a half. You got a connector in here, just disconnect those one-handed somehow. That pops off like that.
You know he's been doing it enough when he knows just how to hold the nacelle piece without it falling and taking notes. There you go. So as you can see, within a matter of, Shelton, help me out
6 minutes.
6 minutes, you can have this thing tore down to where you can start going together, right? So what we're gonna do for this purpose of the video, because they do have a few other things planned for right now, we're going to roll these bars back, and then we're gonna start going on the neck bracket with the fairing, with our supports. We are gonna be keeping the crash bar. So because the Roadking fitment is a unique fitment, as it has 2 lower supports, you get a mustache bar or a highway bar mount. We will be running the highway bar mount on this particular application. Right here, you'll see this is a touring frame. So you're gonna have your 2 holes here, okay? So that's where our neck bracket's gonna bolt up to.
So as a consumer, what do you think of the packaging?
I actually watched the video. It's pretty sweet. I saw you guys did like a knee pad and all that stuff, which is all comes labeled. Everything was super easy. I kind of mocked it up just a little bit yesterday, but it was super, super easy, just the way you guys packaged everything.
The hardware bag. The infamous hardware bag. Look at that. Can't get mad at that. Neck to frame. That's gonna be the first guy right there. And then we'll attach it with the supplied hardware from bag F. And just like that. So because this is a fully fixed neck bracket, we can go ahead and tighten this up. There is no pinch bracket. It's not gonna have any movement in it, right? These holes are already pre-punched out from the factory, so we know that we can just go ahead and tighten that guy up, and then we'll be moving on to the next step. Look at that dual action.
Time's money in here.
You heard it first, time is money. We kept that in mind when we were engineering.
I was gonna say, it went super smooth.
This whole setup. We don't want you guys to be spending a week in the shop, in the garage, out in the driveway, wherever you guys decide you're gonna do it. So realistically, all of our kits, we should be able to install in anywhere from advanced level, 45 minutes, to novice level, maybe hour and a half.
A lot of that also depends if you already have bars done, what bars you're running, all that fun stuff, because the most time-consuming part is the bars.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know that the fairing will fit on, but we can go ahead and try it.
I think the studs have to come off for it to get on there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to take the studs out, dude.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Why? Because we supplied new hardware.
We supplied new hardware. You hear? You hear that? You heard? Plus, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're not even ready for the fairing.
Just gonna jam these, back that out so we can get it out. If it's stuck in there pretty good.
Are you using the double nut method?
I am.
Oh man, you heard that.
Unless you get lucky and they come out with it, you know.
Right.
I've had a couple that the whole thing comes out, so.
Bag G. We have our new hardware here. We're gonna go ahead and bolt on our nacelle. Look at that nice shiny chrome hardware.
Right.
Man, that stuff looks good. Too bad it's not Tuesday. We could have done Transformation Tuesday.
Thursday.
It is. What would we call it?
Throwback Thursday, going back to 03 with the anniversary edition, dude.
Throwback Thursday to an 03 Roadking. So, like I was explaining before, we're using the factory trees. We're not relocating any of the wiring. Our neck bracket comes through the headlight hole, and now we don't have to worry about our wiring. It's all gonna be still covered. It's still gonna look good.
So real quick, you talked about the wiring through the nacelle, or through the neck bracket.
Yeah.
How do we get this plugged through there?
So there's a couple different ways you can do it. So first way is you can remove these pins from the connector, and you can run it through the back here. Or if you wanted to, we could bring it up, string it up through here, run a zip tie. But why would we want to do that when you can see that cool badge hanging down in there? You see that? See that? Why you want to do that? All right.
That's something that you do after you send the fairing off to paint, right?
Exactly.
Yep. Worst case scenario, we cut and solder.
There you go. There you go. Solder is our friend. So we'll go ahead, we'll set this up there. Just like, ouch, just like that.
Oh, it does clear.
It does, barely.
Just barely.
Definitely would not be able to run these bars though.
Definitely not. So you can do this alone. You can do it with a buddy, you can do it in the garage. You can do it over a couple beers.
I mean, you're like the guy, the friend in the garage holding a beer that you're just missing the beer.
Yeah, I'm just here holding nuts and bolts. Center your fairing inside the bracket, okay? Biggest reason for centering the fairing is we want to make sure that when we turn, we're not going to be scraping your nacelle or the fork cans on either side of the fairing.
Because when you're centered, there's only an 1/8 inch room. And what we mean centered is that guy right there.
All right, look at that. And so when we're installing these pads into the fairing, okay, we want to make sure that your upright is facing inside the fairing, okay? And then
Towards the bike.
Towards the bike, correct. And then this is the way that your highway bar is going to go on. Notice how we have this slotted here? This is because we know there's a lot of different variations of highway bars out there. So we want to make sure that while you're using our part, we still want to make it personalized to you so that you can still have your own custom. We'll go in from the bottom, right? Because who wants a nut with a nub hanging down? It's a lot cleaner look if you go up through the bottom, because all you're seeing is a hex head and a flat washer. Ooh. So where are you from, Lane?
Originally Coleman.
Oh yeah?
About 30 miles north of here.
Okay.
I actually went to Mitchell Tech for 2 years at their power sports program.
Nice.
Yeah, I think my instructor was Chris Degg, and he used to work for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did that for 2 years, and then started wrenching right out of school.
Very cool.
So,
and you came straight here?
They own a store up in Watertown, so I did 2 years in Watertown, and then said transfer back closer to home. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You bet.
That's why we use a fender cover.
I've just been waiting to say it.
Cover everything.
I have, because you know what? No one else ever drops anything. I'm the only one who drops something every time I work
Just because
on
you're
it.
usually the one on video.
I'm always dropping stuff, man.
All right,
I
man.
drop shit constantly if you're never on video.
Thank goodness I'm not the only one.
All right, so we're 27 minutes in.
That's pretty good. And we're not even rushing. I mean, I'm sure if we were hammering this thing out, we could probably knock it down to 15. I mean, that's pushing it, but you never know.
Now, if we had everything like laid out, organized, we could do it in 30 minutes flat, minus the.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
you do a chief in 30 minutes, though.
I might need a few practice runs before we go on video for that one. So we have our fairing mounted with our headlight adapter ring. We have our lower highway bar or crash bar support brackets on. Okay, so now we can go ahead and we can move to our 7-inch headlight ring mount. Okay, and otherwise known as our spring bucket. So we'll go ahead and grab bag C out of our alphabet soup here. These 4 Allens, I believe 3/16 flavor.
We need to pop that headlight out of that bucket first.
We do, yes.
Before you get too carried away, bud.
A quick note, see that tab right there? That indicates the bottom of this headlight ring mount, okay? Same thing for the headlight adapter bracket. You see that notch? That's gonna indicate the bottom. If you try and phase this any other way, it will not bolt on. So that'll go on just like that. As you can see, the holes all line up, but if I have this turned, now the holes aren't gonna line up. So we do that on purpose, just so there's no questions. But if you do have questions, please feel free to reach out. So some of you guys at home, you might be asking, why are you taking it this far? Why are you fully assembling the fairing? Well, one of those reasons is we want to make sure that every piece, part, bolt, washer, nut, everything is there. Everything bolts up correctly, everything fits nice before you send it to paint. Okay, because if it is still in primer and something happens, say you're missing a hardware bag, say your spring bucket is missing a spring, highly unlikely, but anything can happen. We are going to be able to help you out a lot more than if you say, hey, so I just got my fairing back from paint and it doesn't fit. Well, now that's pretty much a garage ornament because we can't take that back. Unless it's vivid black, because everyone has a black bike, right?
Yeah.
But now that's an upcharge.
Now it's an upcharge, yeah. Last piece of the puzzle, piece de resistance. Oh, second to last.
What I would like to do on these is I take a 3/8 drill bit through all those walnut holes.
Okay.
And clean them up now. Because if we
because
don't,
of the primer.
Yeah, because if we don't and then we paint it, you can't get them in, and I'd rather have
For sure.
a little snug with the paint versus trying to drill them out.
3/8.
Yeah.
You want them through here too?
Yeah.
Everything?
Yep. Every hole for a walnut.
And then one trick I'll share with you guys that my friend Shelton taught me is if you thread that screw in just a few threads, look how easy that guy goes in. Do you happen to have a razor knife? Oh man, look at that. Wow, that's cool. We even include stickers in our packaging. Wow, you can be a cool kid too. You're gonna notice these two little notches right here. Okay, we did that on purpose. That will indicate the bottom. So if I were to go on here, this fits the face of this fairing, just like that. But if I were to spin this way, obviously it's not gonna fit. See how far the holes are off? We don't want that. So notches go towards the bottom. And have you ever put one of these on?
I have not.
Oh man, you're gonna have so much fun.
This go on.
We're gonna put this trim ring on.
Oh, I see.
So, and then here's the other piece of advice I'll give. See that little bit of glue right there? What I typically do is I always put that at the bottom there, right there. And it's just this is where the patience of the whole job comes into play. There it is. Street Slammer handlebar riser. You see that? Street Slammer. Look at that. 2003. Hey, that's our year to 13. Okay. Cool part about this is what we're doing is, or not what we're doing, what Harley's doing, is you're getting this riser cover, but there's already machined holes for your risers to come through while you still maintain that factory look. So right here would be your holes.
Make
Give
those
a little-
bars clear.
Yeah, make the bars clear, give you a little bit more wiggle room up top.
So our go-to is what, like an 8.5 inch pullback riser with a mid-bend bar?
You got it, you got it.
There's other options out there, but we know that one works.
We do know that it works, and depending on what bar you use, this is, like he said, like Shelton said, this is a mid-bend bar. If you went with a higher bar, a higher bend bar, you could go with a shorter riser, but typically if you're going for the mid-bend look and style, minimum, you're gonna have to run an 8.5 inch riser.
I think we're good.
Look at that.
Get a fucking hand
You're
workout.
a pro, dude. You're faster
Hand
than me at
workout.
that. Man, look at that bubble. Oh,
You got that windshield?
I do.
We got 20 seconds and it'll be 45 minutes start to finish.
Better break out the impact. So you guys did good on the tape. Protective.
Dark smoke, 9-inch FXRP. All right, so you said you did watch the video.
I did.
All right, so we know how tight to tighten down the windshield.
Tight enough not to ever crack them.
There you go, 2-finger tight. There we go.
I'm gonna have to start saving up my money so I can do it to the fixer.
There you go.
When I was looking, just for like the OG one, but people want like $2,000 and they're beat up and rough
Cracked
and
and
glove box is missing. It's it's like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yep.
And that's just a fairing, no brackets,
Yeah.
nothing. And
You order with us, you get the whole kit and the caboodle
for $2,000.
for $2,000. And just like that, we've transformed from a factory Roadking with a billboard windshield to now a badass Roadking with an FXRP fairing.
In 47 minutes.
47 minutes.
So it was your first fairing install, right?
Yes, correct.
What'd you think of it?
Super smooth.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it went super easy.
Very nice.
Yeah, no complaints. Everything's labeled nice, packaged easy. Yeah. No,
Fit
so-
was
the
fit was
good.
decent?
Yep. I think honestly you'll have, you know, more time taking it apart, you know, taking the nacelle apart and all that. You know, this went way quicker than probably that.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we like to hear. That's what we strive for. You heard it first. I don't know what I was going to say there.
We're going to get out of his way and go try to get ready for Daytona.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Take it
thank
down.
you again.
Bet, man. Thank
really
you guys
appreciate
for coming.
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. No.
All right.
Good time.
Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. What would you do to your Road King?